Welcome to Sweeping the Country. I'm your host, Derek Walker. My co-host, and he is brilliant, folks, Mr. Jimmy Carter. Hey, Jimmy.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. And I don't want to talk football because it was crushing. I mean, if you were a Notre Dame fan,
wait. For people that don't know, Jimmy is a huge Bama fan.
well, I'm a graduate. It's my school.
Yep.
I mean, I went to two schools, but that's one of them.
Yeah.
And that hurt.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're a University of Texas fan, that hurt. If you're a Notre Dame fan, that hurt.
If you're
a Clemson fan, that hurt. So
If
some
you're
of
a-
the biggest
If you're a Boise fan, that also hurt.
y'all hurt. So
Florida
I mean,
whooped us.
there was a lot of disappointing, and of course there are a lot of people happy. You know, Auburn won, and they needed to win.
Yeah.
They
sure.
won at Baylor,
Wow.
and you had a bunch of others, that did great. So it's just the first week, but boy, it's
It
nothing
might
like
be,
losing on the first week.
right. It might be a long season.
Yeah, Tennessee did good, and Vanderbilt's done good again. Vanderbilt was funny. Well, it's not funny to some people, but it is. Vanderbilt, has always been a dog,
Mhm.
and they've got a quarterback right now that they beat Alabama last year, although that's no big deal.
Yeah.
And they beat a lot of people, and they got a hot quarterback. So he had some of his family there
Mm-hmm.
to the game this week with
Yeah.
whoever they played,
Yeah.
and the two of his brothers got arrested.
Oh,
One
my
of them was
God.
drunk
Oh.
and did something. Another one pushed a cop. So while he was football, two of his brothers were getting arrested there at the stadium. So,
Wow. Well, at least one turned out okay.
and the NFL starts out this week. And,
Thursday
I'm-
night.
And someone was trying to say, who are you for? Are you for the Tennessee Titans? No, not necessarily. I don't want them, nothing bad to happen to them. But I was a Houston Oiler fan back in the day of Bum Phillips and
Oh,
Earl
I remember
Campbell
him. Yeah.
and those people. I was in Kenny Stabler and all that.
Yeah, Earl Campbell.
I was an Atlanta Falcon fan for a while when Coach Reeves was a coach.
Okay. Well, if you had to pick an NFL team right now.
So now,
Yeah.
well, I do it based on Alabama players.
Okay.
And we have a lot of them playing with Philadelphia.
Okay.
And I kind of like Philadelphia.
Isn't it Philadelphia, Dallas Thursday night?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first game of
Yeah,
the NFL
okay.
on NBC. So I don't know. I mean, I don't have anybody that I'm passionate about,
Okay.
but we'll see.
All right. Very good.
I'm from the South. If you're from the deep South,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really, and you're over the age of 40.
Mm-hmm.
You had New Orleans. They were where people wore bags on their heads. Remember that?
Yes, I do. The
They
paper
were so
bags.
bad they wore the ain'ts. They called them.
They
instead
didn't
of
want
the
to be
Saints.
identified in public.
Identified with them. And then the Falcons have been just as bad
Yeah.
over the years.
That's
they've
true.
never, Steve Bartkowski and a few of them got them running a little bit, but
Yeah.
the Birds were the Dirty Birds, and then later on you got Jacksonville in Tennessee. And
Yeah, that was
I liked the
expansion.
Dolphins for a while because I always liked Coach Shula. I went by the coaches.
Yeah, I
a lot.
like him too. I like
I
Dallas when
liked
Tom
Coach
Landry
Shula,
was
and I
there.
like Tom Landry.
Yeah, me
Those
too.
two coaches were my two favorites.
Yeah.
Uh,
How
yeah,
about
I mean,
Al
there was
Davis?
little smidgets of here. Al, no, I never knew him well enough to whether or not I hated him or liked him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was colorful, that's for sure.
Yeah, he
I loved
was.
John Madden.
I did too.
And
That
he
was his coach. Yeah.
There were people, I really liked the coaches as much sometimes as the players,
Mm-hmm.
but, I had my favorites over time. But, most people in the South, Dallas Cowboys were your team because we really didn't have a great team.
Is that where the
And
America's team came from? They were just
I think so because it had such exposure.
interesting.
And they were good.
Yeah, they
back
were.
in I'm trying to remember now. Roger
Staubach.
Staubach,
Oh yeah.
those days, and
Tom
I
Landry
don't-
was a coach, and Tony
Coach and
Dorsett. Didn't they have a
Tony
running back?
Dorsey. Yeah, I like
Oh,
that.
my
And then
God.
I like Danny White.
Yeah.
He actually cut a couple of country records.
Did he
They
really?
they came to Nashville. In fact, he did them, and Tom Landry did them.
Really?
Did some commercials for the Baptist Hospital.
Oh, okay.
In Nashville, and so I mean that was the team that ran in Nashville until the Titans came along. So
Golly, isn't that something? Wow, I didn't know.
now, so sports is a great distraction. Such a distraction. And I feel bad. I always loved baseball too.
Mhm. Yeah, I do too, but I don't watch it
And you
much
don't
anymore.
hear anything about it. MLB needs to really step it up because I never hear anybody even talking about it. It's all the NFL, NFL, NFL.
Yeah,
And
you're
what's even
right.
upsearching that is, I mean, I don't listen to it. I mean, even though it's the biggest sport in the world, I have zero interest in soccer. I never liked it when my kids played it. It's just too much defense, and I don't know. I just don't like the sport.
It's funny you say that kids played it because I've always thought there was some kind of disconnect, right? Because we all played it as kids. Our kids play it.
I didn't play it.
We get to like junior high, maybe a little bit in high school, and then it just disappears. The sport disappears. I don't know why. It just seemed to disappear for a lot of people. And
Well, with the World Cup and and mamas have been pushing soccer for now 20 years
yeah,
because they don't want their children to get head injuries
mm-hmm.
in football, and I understand that.
Yeah,
And also the sport is got girls and guys,
mm-hmm.
and sometimes mixed, but not for very long.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't really. I'm not a big fan. They got stadiums now
Oh, it's
in Nashville
popular.
and everywhere. It's very popular, but
Yeah.
just not with me.
Yeah.
So I like football, college and pro. I'm really, now that Alabama's got a basketball team that's pretty good, I love college basketball.
Well, basketball, to me, of all the sports, there's so much action in basketball.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very fun to watch. But I wonder what it is about baseball. Is it because I
Well, see,
like
that's
the
why
game?
I like it, because of the pace. I like the
That's
pace
what- maybe that's what-
and the strategy, but it doesn't get the exposure. It doesn't get a chance.
Yeah.
And maybe it is too slow, and maybe
That's what I think. I do.
I just think it's a PR thing. I think they haven't done a good enough job of doing this. They let the NFL just smoke them.
yeah, they
And
have.
here
There's
is
no
the
question.
time of the, I mean, think about it. It used to be, and nothing's changed.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in elementary school, the World Series was almost like a holiday.
I remember it. It was on during
It
the
was
week.
a big damn deal.
Yeah.
When the World Series was on.
Oh, yeah.
And they would have a couple of day games and then a couple of night games.
Did you watch them in school? We did. We had the TV.
No, we heard them, or we got to listen or
Okay,
something.
okay.
I don't remember. I just know that I was aware that it was World Series
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That was much bigger. Well, there wasn't even a Super Bowl existed
Yeah.
during that time.
Yeah.
So this World Series had it. I don't know what they did to screw it up, but someone ought to study that in marketing.
Yeah.
Because they had it, and then they lost it.
I know there's been some effort lately within the last, 5 to 10 years to speed up the game of baseball, to put a timer on the pitcher and to make it move along, but it doesn't seem to do anything. It just doesn't. I don't know what they need to do.
I don't either. I hadn't thought about it long enough, and I mean, I've always enjoyed my children playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I've always enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the pace of it. It once upon a time in my life, I remember I used to go to spring training every year.
That's a huge thing in Arizona.
And it was fun to do.
Yeah.
I mean, in Florida, I wouldn't go. I've never been to Arizona, but in Florida, I went. And the Dodgers camp in Vero Beach they didn't even have a fence in the outfield.
Wow.
It was like a high school, glorified high school or college
How
team.
fun.
Before everything got so slick. I remember sitting out there on a berm, it had a hill that was in the outfield.
Yeah.
And right next to, I don't remember who they were, but at the time they were big deals.
Wow.
Outfielders and stuff. And baseball, and Garth Brooks played, and I went down to watch him
I'll be
in
there.
spring training when he played with the Mets.
I'll be
And
darned.
that was in New Smyrna Beach. I used to go down there but they've lost the PR battle somehow. They
let me
they
ask
haven't
you-
promoted their stars right or something. I don't know.
Let me ask you this too, because I don't know any players. I mean, a couple years ago, I could name a few big time players, but I can't name any anymore. And
I couldn't.
Yeah, I just have no
Well,
idea.
we may be together with both our brains. All right, here we go.
Current players? Forget it.
That Japanese player.
Oh, the guy who
played
did
all the money in Los
He had
Angeles.
the guy that bet
Tony or something like that.
What is his name?
But I'm telling you,
hard.
and I know the guy that's got all the teeth that was with Atlanta, and now he's with Dodgers.
the guy that's got
And
all the
he's-
teeth. Who the
He's,
heck?
he's really shiny. He's always got lots of teeth, and but it's pitiful. It is pitiful. That's a
terrible.
marketing. That is a marketing.
Can you
These
name
people,
a pitcher? One pitcher that's great right now.
I'm not gonna name one.
No, but I mean, we're pitching right now.
Kershaw.
Okay.
That's with Dodgers, and he's
He's
about
still
done.
there.
But
Huh? Yeah.
he's one of the greats.
Okay. All right. I'll give
But
it to
I
you.
used to could tell you about Oral Hershaw
Yes.
and Andy
Fernando
Koufax
Valenzuela.
and Don Drysdale
Yeah.
and all those
Oh,
people and
yeah.
collected cards. It's got to be a marketing thing.
Steve Garvey.
Somebody just major screwed up with that.
I think
Major
you
up.
might be right. The other thing I think too, and this doesn't happen with football, but maybe it's more. It means more in baseball. I don't know, but players that jump teams. It used to be like, you knew that Fernando Valenzuela was a Dodger. You knew that, and I don't know if he ever moved teams or not, but it doesn't seem like they moved a lot.
I don't think.
Now they move all the time. It's like
Maybe that's part of it too, but it's each individual team is not doing. I mean, something's seriously wrong with Major League Baseball more than it just needs to be faster because the world is faster.
Yeah, it didn't work.
The other folks that have really kind of screwed up has been NASCAR.
Okay,
you
fair.
had all these drivers that you knew about. From Dale Earnhardt dying to Dale Jr. did great, and you had Jeff Gordon, who was a star, and Jimmy Johnson, who was a star, and Kevin Harvick, and Mark Martin. I can name about 10 NASCAR drivers, and I met one 2 weeks ago who was very nice, Ross Chastain.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
At least interested in him. But, I mean, I can name Joey
Logano,
and I can do Brad Keselowski or whatever, and
Bush,
maybe two
the
or three
brothers,
others. Yeah, the Bush. I think one of them's retired. Kyle's still racing.
Who was the guy that the guy that had the? I don't even mean to bring it up, but it's the only way I can remember. That had the noose on his door. Remember the guy?
That's Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace.
That's the team that Michael Jordan owns.
Okay.
And here's where they screwed up. They got, I don't know if it's greed or incompetence or whatever, but you can't have a sport that's really hard to locate.
Yeah.
Right, last week they were on the USA Network, and then a week before that they're on NBC, and then a week before that, they're on ESPN.
Whatever. Yeah,
they're all over the place. And if you don't know where to tune into something, you're probably not going to see it. So again, they got a big TV contract and let that swing, and I don't know. I mean,
that's interesting because I'm a big F1 fan more than NASCAR. I used to watch NASCAR,
right?
But I really like F1.
I couldn't tell you anybody except I couldn't tell you. I enjoyed the movie.
Oh, it's great. Max Verstappen. You've got Alfonso. There's a whole bunch of. I can just name them, but I got tired of looking for that. Like you just said, I couldn't find the race.
Sometimes because it's a worldwide thing.
Yeah,
it's
but
on
it's
in the middle of the night
tough.
and on.
So you know what they did?
Stuff like that.
You know what they did? One, they made a special on Netflix called Drive to Survive, and they introduced you to all the drivers.
Oh yeah.
They gave you in-depth storylines on all these. They've done
and
it.
They got a Brad Pitt movie. Can't beat
They got
that.
a Brad Pitt movie out of it too. Now that's 3 years after they started. But I bought the F1 channel. I don't miss one race. It's called.
Oh really?
It's $80 for the whole year, and I get every race.
Wow.
And it's
great.
I
went to an F1 race and I was bored.
Yeah, but I mean, couldn't NASCAR have a NASCAR channel? I mean, they could make it all in one spot. I mean,
maybe that would be
I don't know.
That would be make it a lot more sense than jumping around on all 6 of these networks that they've got deals with, and there are a lot of races, and they move the races around, and again, they haven't done a great job of carving out a star.
Mm-hmm.
That people are really. I don't know. It's just sports is such a strange thing. This college football has got a tremendous audience. If they don't stop all this trading around and this
the NIL money
portal and all that stuff, they're going to kill the goose that laid the golden egg on that.
I think
they've got to get college sports under control with that.
Yeah, I think you're right on with that.
Sports is such a distraction and big part of our life.
You're right. Thursday night, I have 10 people coming over, and we're all watching the game and having pizza. That you're right, and you forget about everything for a few minutes, right? You do.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Well, I mean, there's, we were thinking about I didn't know we were going to talk this much about sports, but sports are such, without getting any specific thing, sports are such a big part of our lives. I mean, this World Cup thing is the biggest thing in the world.
Oh, it's huge.
Bigger than the NFL.
Yeah.
And this week with the NFL, they've got a game on either Friday or Saturday, Kansas City, I think, that's in Brazil or something like that.
Yeah, they're getting more and more international.
They're trying to get more international.
Yeah, so their marketing is very aggressive. If you think about it.
Yeah, they've got, but MLB, I love baseball, and I wish they'd fix it. Fix
you're right.
Whatever's wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
And they have a lot of international players,
Yeah.
I think they do good in Japan.
Worldwide, I think people like it, yeah.
I think people are into Japan, are into baseball for
sure.
And they certainly are in the Caribbean.
Yeah, and I think Mexico likes their baseball. I think
some of that.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to see about all that. And then we got politics, and it's getting more insane by the day. I mean, first of all, crime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about crime. You're worried about crime. Everybody's worried about crime. And doing what they did in Washington, I mean, again, Trump, the way he's the super salesman of the world,
he has pretty good at that.
Hyperbole everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he has to make biggest, greatest, wonderful.
That's right.
That type of thing.
Best shoes in the world.
I have a hard time believing that there's no crime in Washington these days. I don't doubt that it's been cut back.
Yeah.
When you've got, the military and FBI agents on every corner, most people are just staying home and they're playing PS with
Did he say it was crime free?
Well, it's a safe zone. He said it's a safe zone.
Okay.
And all that. And okay, I mean, there's several things that people are worried about because the Democrats with their Trump derangement syndrome.
Okay.
I saw a meme just a minute ago that had caricatures of all the leading Democrats, and they had a sign saying, "Save our criminals."
It's a rough message.
It's just that's not a winning message.
Right.
Being pro-crime, just because you've got Trump derangement syndrome.
Right.
But they're worried about it being a military police state or whatever. Well, listen, when you've got a city where they've got as many people getting killed on a weekend as Chicago, and same with Baltimore, you're not going to find many people who are going to say, I don't care if you got to bring in, the Martians to fix this.
We got to fix it.
We got to fix this. And a lot of it is, they said they need housing. No, because the criminals have been tearing up the housing. And as they go, they did government housing 50 years ago, and this is that's destroyed. I mean, it's just,
Jimmy,
I don't know what, you cannot fix some of this stuff is the sad thing.
No, but I wonder what people would think if all of a sudden, I don't pick a country, I don't care what, Germany, which we're allies with, but let's say Germany decides to send a bunch of people over the border, and all of a sudden they're criminals and they're wreaking havoc and they're coming through Canada. What should we do? Just leave it? Just leave it alone and let them take over? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can't. You somewhere along. Listen, somewhere long before we came into this world.
Yeah.
There was Ellis Island, and we had borders, and we had customs, and we had all that stuff.
Right.
Somewhere along the way, and I don't know my history well enough to know when they just threw all that out.
Yeah. Crazy.
It pretty much threw all that out.
Well,
even in my younger days of traveling internationally, they checked us pretty good coming into the airport and everything.
Yeah.
But I think that, again, greed got in the way where we allowed more flights and more people. Well, come on in. And then people came and stayed. It's around the same time, and whoever's to blame, I don't know. But someone could identify it. When we stopped enforcing laws like customs.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my sister-in-law was, before she became an American citizen,
yeah,
she had to go every year, it seemed like, to the post office and sign up and do a postcard or something about where she was with my military brother. And so at least that was going on in the 60s. But somewhere after that, whoever, stopped a lot of that business. And then Biden, who we don't even know who was running the country during the 4 years, had the door open where just everybody, I mean, we were seeing stories, and it's not about the Mexicans coming in even the Venezuelans and the Colombians and everything else. You had Chinese, you had Middle Eastern, you had all
Everybody.
kinds of people
Yeah.
coming in, and a lot of these were, and we may rue the day that they did that. Some of these were men, military age men that were Chinese and Oriental, and they just walked right in San Diego.
Crazy. Just
And
crazy.
where did they go? And where did they go?
We don't
And
know.
what were they doing? And so, yeah, what are you going to do about that? And we don't live in the kind of country, and that's what people are freaking out about. We don't live in a country where the military is on the street doing something.
No.
When I remember flying into Rome and how disturbing it was that military, or looked like quasi-military, walking around with machine guns in the airport.
Oh, yeah, that's unnerving.
Because they'd had airport bombings and everything else. You have to gear up to that point when you have what you have. And it's why it's just amazing to me that we haven't hardened up. And I heard the president today talking about it, and he's right, talking about hardening up the schools, maybe have a National Guards person, every day at every school or something like that.
I mean, a lot of parents.
Until you design schools where there's one entrance and not 10 entrances where anybody can come in.
Yeah.
And design these buildings that are secure, you're covered where things are more protected. But even then, look at the New York, that NFL building where the guy walks in the front and they've got a cop and a person on the front desk. He just shoots them right
keeps
there.
On coming, yeah.
And then keeps on coming and gets in the elevator somehow.
Yeah.
And goes up. So no matter how you secure and how you do it, somebody that's got really bad intentions is going to be able to, still, it doesn't mean you don't stop securing things, but if people really want to get in, they're going to get in. And this customs thing today, this hadn't come out particularly, but the U.S. military conducted a lethal strike in the southern Caribbean against a drug vessel that departed from Venezuela, operated by a designated narco-terrorist organization. The military, it was a precision strike against a drug vessel, which that means that was a drone.
Yep. Yeah.
In a precision strike against a drug vessel, and
that's it.
And so that's it.
Yeah.
So are we going to have that? We got 8 warships in the Caribbean down there. I think a submarine is part of it.
Wow.
And they're going to try to stop some of that traffic in the boats because they've had to go to boats because we've closed the border.
So there you go. Yeah, that's
so
interesting.
They're going to be more into container ships and more into just outright boats. And they figure if one boat can get in out of every 9, we're going to be okay. But I don't think they're even going to have those numbers with that kind of military down there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, I don't know what we do about a lot of this stuff. Yes, we need to stop the drug usage in the country where you don't have the customers, and then you need to also stop the drug importing, the fentanyl and all that stuff, and have some consequences.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the supply and demand. I mean, the more that
we've never been able to figure out the demand.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And I'm just gazing through some of the stories, and it's enough to it really is sad. And I can understand why people just cut off watching the news. They just quit because they don't know what to believe and what not to believe, what's slanted and what isn't. There's a story that's going around. In fact, even Trump got asked about it at the news conference today. Have you seen the video where someone's throwing something out a window at the White House?
No.
Well, he thought it was AI, and he was at the golf course. Apparently, it could have been a construction person that had the windows open. They're armor-plated windows.
Yeah.
So you can't just open the window and get some fresh air on the second floor of the White House. Everything is armor where they can take a missile strike just about.
Wow, that's fascinating. Yeah.
So, but someone was doing some kind of maintenance and threw something out the window. I don't know.
Interesting.
But there's always a camera, looking for all that. And then there were rumors about his health over the weekend. They hadn't seen him for 2 days because he was playing golf and doing something. And then people were saying he was dead. And I mean, it just goes on.
Yeah, you're right. There is no way to put. I don't even know, watching a YouTube or looking at the Associated Press or Yahoo or whatever, I don't even know how to pick a news story based on who produced it to and whether or not even that production credential is legit. I don't even know that. I mean,
I don't know it. I don't know it with 100% certainty.
That's it. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I try to keep reputable networks as my source, but I don't even know who's reputable anymore.
Well, I can definitely hear the lean in the anchors on CNN. They lean.
Mm-hmm.
They're leaning. And I hear the lean on Fox.
Yeah, both.
They're leaning.
Yeah.
And I wish both of them would stop doing it.
I do too.
And then I've watched News Nation some, and they are a little bit more straight ahead, but they lean a little to the right, but they're more straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's tough. It is tough. I mean, you look at some of the stuff now, even just the local stuff, and a lot of the local stuff I watch and I listen to is also slanted. I mean, I'm like, do you not realize you're doing it? You know, but I think they do, but I don't know if they intend to or it's just their personality coming through. I don't know. I
think it's different for every place, but the network, you see it because it's the network.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see it because they're like, here's a story about, now I'm glad they did this. And they got a lot of good stuff they still do on CNBC.
Okay.
And the headline is McDonald's to expand value meal as CEO says the chain aims to reach more customers. I went the other day. I couldn't believe it. I ordered a small order of fries, which is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really little. $3.59 or so, $2.59. It was something like that.
Wow.
It was really high. And I remember the drinks used to be $1.
Yeah, 99 cents.
For a while there, but that's not happening anymore.
And
so now what they're doing is having extra value meals where you can save on, when you buy the hamburger, fries, and a drink, which is small, you save money, $5 value meal. So you can put together some combinations, and my breakfast in the morning is hot cakes and sausage and a Coke because I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible. It's $8 or something.
But yeah, I mean, we can go back as far as we go and say how cheap, but I've always done this for fast food. I don't expect gourmet food. I expect edible food that I like the flavor of. I don't expect it to be I don't expect it to be like going to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse when I go to McDonald's. No. But I also expect it to be a little less expensive when I go to McDonald's. And I don't know.
Yeah, me too. And it's gotten where it's not so much.
Right.
And they got to put that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad. It's just everything. I mean, all right, here's a question that I haven't heard anybody ask, and I'm meaning to look it up. Gas prices have fallen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying $2.60, something like that for gas, and that's a whole lot better than $3.50 and all that. So it has fallen. But what has not fallen, and in fact, in some cases is even really high, and that's the one we need to get down, is diesel.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Run on diesel, and diesel has not had any loss. So what's that about?
Mm-hmm.
And why isn't somebody doing something about diesel to get the truck money so it'll be cheaper to run the trucks? Then you might get some prices fall. But why people have not connected the dots on that, I don't understand.
I don't either. It's odd that one and not the other, but I don't know how that's figured. I mean, I don't know why diesel doesn't move with gas, but it doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem to go up with gas.
No, it doesn't at all,
yeah.
And it doesn't at all, and it hasn't fallen. So, okay, fine, you get the passenger cars cheaper, and that's good, but the country runs on diesel.
Yeah, you're right. You are right about that. There's no question.
On all the 18-wheelers, so that's weird.
And the trains.
And then I was putting together some traveling, and I haven't been doing as much traveling lately as I have. And boy, I mean, rent-a-cars post-COVID are still high.
Yeah. Wow.
They're still high. They never really came back to. I remember I used to get pre-COVID rent on a Friday, turn it on a Sunday, so it's 2 days.
$99.
And it with tax maybe it was 120 or something like that. It wasn't Yeah. And now you can't even, you get a clown car like something the Shriners have in a parade. It's the smallest thing I've ever seen. I can't even fit in
I could
something
see
like
you
that
trying to
on
get
there.
in like a smart
But
car.
no, I just tried to look in Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah.
a Tahoe per day, and this is before you do all the add-ons that you got to do.
Yeah.
It was $300 a day.
Golly. I think when I came to Nashville, when you took us on the Whirlwind tour, I think I had a Camaro and it was $200, and I thought that was expensive.
For the whole time?
Yeah, no, $200 a day, but it was
Oh, that's high. Yeah,
but it was a
sport.
sports car, So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fair.
Well, it's hard. I mean, it's expensive. All these rental cars and
Yeah.
stuff. And again, if you want some like a sub compact, like a Fiesta or something,
Then you can get it for
and but it's just you just shake your head. And then hotel rooms,
yeah.
they've come down some, but not a lot because they all post COVID, they had to pay people more, and they never came back off those prices.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's quick to go up and slow to come down if it comes down.
Yeah,
And that's just been
yeah.
like that for a long time. But
So
yeah,
hotels aren't cheap, and travel, it's just cheaper for me to take my car in most places. But boy, I'm telling you, the toll roads, they're becoming more and more common.
that's interesting. That's back east thing or south because we
Yeah,
don't
but
have a lot.
because all over Florida
You got
and
them, huh?
all over Texas now, they got toll
Really?
roads
Well,
all
so
over the
far we
place.
haven't
Yeah,
seen much of that.
but yeah, they haven't gone. I don't remember them in California. Well, there was one
Mm-hmm.
that was somewhere down in Orange County. I remember getting
That
on
you
that,
pay, yeah,
but you had to pay. It was a new road, but wow, I mean, it's if you don't have that Easy Pass thing,
yeah,
man, I have paid on that New York. I mean, that trip I did, we went to New York City.
yeah.
I just paid something the other day. I probably paid 250, $300 in toll
Jeez, for the
because they
toll road.
charge you extra. Well, if you don't have the pass, which I didn't know to have
Mm-hmm.
because I don't need it, they charge you administrative fees and all this other stuff. They got you coming and going.
Yeah. That's rough. It's hard to take a trip, especially if you got a few people to take with you.
It
I mean,
is,
it's expensive.
and Amtrak, is if you go in coach,
Yeah.
if you go in coach, that can be kind of affordable, pretty close to being
I've
affordable. It
never
was
done the train at all, but what is coach is not like an airplane coach, it's not that cramped.
it's well, I think mostly it's better.
Yeah.
It's not it's two and two.
Okay, so
It's
you're not
not three and three,
5 and
which is
3.
I think Southwest now it's 3 and 3,
Okay.
and that's not fun.
So
That's why I haven't been flying
yeah.
up there. But yeah, the Amtrak is 2 and 2, and they're working. I'm going on an Amtrak train here pretty soon, so
Yeah, this
I'll let you
sounds
know. They have a dining car on this particular Amtrak train, and they have so we're going to see.
Are you doing your whole trip on the train? I mean, you're
Well,
not
no, just it's a day.
Okay.
I'm leaving. I'm going from Savannah, Georgia to Miami,
Okay.
which is 12 hours.
Yeah.
And if I was driving, it would take 3 or 5, 6, about 8 or 9 hours.
So maybe because
So
of the
it's not
stops?
that much. Well, it stops. Yeah, it
Yeah.
stops, and we're not having to deal with all the traffic
Yeah.
that's out there and get stopped. Hopefully.
I think it sounds wonderful. I mean, you're going to see places where they have not even put a
Yeah,
road,
one thing I learned, and I've been watching a lot of movies
Mhm.
over the years, and I got a train once between Paris and Rome.
Yeah.
And I'd been watching James Bond movies, so I just knew out my window was just going to be the world. And so between Paris and the south of France, it's just farmland.
Yeah.
Beautiful farmland, but farmland.
Yeah.
And then it's time to go to sleep. So when you're asleep, you don't see anything.
Yeah.
And so that was from the south of France, woke up on the outskirts of Rome
Wow.
to have breakfast. So missed everything that could have been pretty
Yeah.
during the night, and going into Rome as it is if you go through Birmingham or
Mhm.
Houston or anywhere else, you're going through the crappy parts of town because that's where the train tracks are.
Yeah, interesting. I never even thought about that.
But in California, if you're taking many of those trains and you're going up the coast,
Mhm.
man, it's some spectacular beauty.
Beautiful. Oh, up you're
And
going.
then
Yeah.
there's the train that's the that goes into Emeryville, California. Is the end.
Caltrain
Is the end? No, it's an Amtrak.
Oh,
The
okay.
last thing is I think Emeryville.
Yeah.
And because it doesn't go into San Francisco
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Oakland,
yeah.
it stops out there, and it goes all the way back to Chicago, and it goes through the Lake Tahoe area
Oh
and
my
Diamond
gosh.
Pass and all that stuff. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And goes through Colorado, when it goes through the Rockies, and
Yeah.
then there's the train from Vancouver. It can go to Calgary, even just that far.
Yeah.
You're going through the Rockies,
How
and if
beautiful.
you time it right, where it's a daytime thing, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you just got to watch your timing. And mostly it's not very pretty. I mean, between Washington and New York, I mean, you cross a couple of bridges where you see some water and something. But generally, you're looking at railroad right of way, which is not particularly
right.
pretty.
20-foot
no one
swath.
wants to be up against a railroad track that's going by.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's misleading. It's the Bond movies. On the Orient Express.
The Orient
like
Express.
that.
Yeah.
Quite different. But in some parts of the country, the United States and others, I know it's pretty going through the Appalachian. I mean, from Washington to Chicago.
Yeah.
On something called the Cardinal, it's wiggling through Virginia and wiggling through West Virginia.
Yeah.
Until it clears out. So you're seeing some pretty area.
That's
there.
nice. Well, hey, have fun on that. I mean, you're going in a couple of weeks, so have fun.
Yeah, we'll talk before
I'm dying to know what it's all about.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And it's not on there long enough where I'm in hell if it's bad.
Yeah, there you go.
So I've kind of worked it very carefully. So we'll see.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And I may have to take my first Uber. I don't know.
Ooh, you've never done it. That'll be
I've
interesting.
never done that. Believe it or not, I've never done that.
I'll give you my wife's account information. You can just take her Uber wherever you want.
Well, it's more. I've got it on my phone.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I've just never used it. And you got to get a ride from the train station. They don't have rent-a-cars there, so I've got to get a ride from there to the airport to get my rent-a-car.
It looks like you're riding with the Uber.
I could, unless
or
there's
Lyft,
a taxi there. And by the way, you've got to be careful, I'm told, when you're at some of these places like that, Amtrak stations.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure you're not in a gypsy cab.
I don't even know what that is.
How do you know the difference? A gypsy cab is just some guy named Leroy that says he's a taxi.
And
that's
then what do they do
magnetic sign on the side.
Is it more expensive, or do you never come back?
No, it's cheaper, and you may not come back. And he's not insured or anything else.
Well,
you don't want that, but you don't know any better in some cases.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's why you have to make sure it's the right cab.
Yeah.
And I've got to look up that name again, because there's one cab company, and they have a hard thing on the roof, a hard sign.
Yeah.
Like a lit up deal on the roof, so it's a real taxi.
Not
and those people
cab.
aren't, the greatest. Who knows who's driving those taxis, but at least it's a company, of some sort.
Well, you'll be good. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. You're like what, 6'4", 280, 270? I mean, I don't know.
Is that 250?
Okay.
245.
Okay.
I think.
Well, sorry.
No, 280. I mean, be bigger.
Well, you're a big guy. You're
not a monster. I'm like Jelly Roll or something.
If a gypsy's going to pick somebody, it's not going to be you.
Probably not me.
Unless you got wads of cash hanging out of your pocket, and then they're going to pick you.
I don't have any of that. No, it's going to be.
They're going to pick.
Anyway, so football, when we speak again, we'll have more football,
soccer, baseball.
We'll be checking on baseball and try to figure out why it's in such trouble.
Yeah. And trains and gypsies and all of it.
Trains, gypsy cabs.
We'll get it all.
Very little politics this week. So there you go.
Until next week when we do it all again, I am Derek Walker. He is.
And I am Jimmy Carter. Good day.